Flight boss, bitch. You know, for sure. You're not listening to the Mind of an Aries Moon. I'm the Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And right now, we're going to break down the energies that we are experiencing right now. Certain things that you may have manifested from yesterday, and based upon those seeds that you have planted, which you're dealing with today, onto the lead of the motherfucking moon going into Taurus, where it's exalted at, and we all gonna share possibilities of over-exhausting ourselves when it comes to our emotions and our feelings of reacting and responding to the reality that's in front of us via person, place, or thing. So keep that in mind. It's gonna be reality-based because the motherfucking moon is going into an earth sign. But we got the moon in fire right now, cardinal fire. So right now your emotions and your feelings may be a little passionate, and it was like that yesterday. So based upon the seeds that you have planted, these are things that you're seeing grow from those manifestations, and these are the things that you're going to deal with in order to see if this is something you're going to situate yourself in or something that you need to separate yourself from and feel that uncomfortable energy, aka that lacking of Taurus. And anytime you feel that uncomfortable energy, when the moon goes into Taurus, it makes you want to react and respond even more to trying to find security, aka lead you into a scenario where you may take extreme measures to find that security, whether you're using a person, place, or thing, an emotion, thought form, or physical practice. So keep that in mind. So before we even get down to this live stream tonight, because that's what the live stream tonight gonna be about. Right now, we're gonna talk about motherfucking the energies that we are experiencing right now as a whole. So we got the motherfucking sun in Pisces, and we got the motherfucking moon in Aries. So this is cardinal fire mixed in with mutable water. So right now we're being forced to deal with our feelings. We're being forced to see what feelings is worth expressing and what feelings is worth sitting back on and honing in on, because it may be more relatable to do that during this period of time for the collective conscious. Therefore, we're not shaking up any waters, and things are able to even out and flow very fluidly. So it's like that kind of energy right now. And that can be a little frustrating because based upon what polar shift that you are on, you might be an extra. I'm always forget to delete the past videos and shit but I'm glad I did though, because it just showed me that the goddamn flight curtain was down. It was hospitalized for a second, goddamn it, but we back. But like I was saying, you know what I'm saying, it can be very frustrating because if you don't if you're on either extreme of the polar shift, when we start to talk about feminine energy or masculine energies, this could be a frustrating time trying to find that little centerpiece of knowing what emotions or thought forms to express and knowing what emotions and thought forms not to express, and knowing what periods of times and what situations to do that in, because that's what we are experiencing. And just for the day, but whatever that you do today and the seeds that you have planted yesterday will be modified into you having to deal with that and deal with the reality of those circumstances when the moon going to Taurus. So keep that in mind, and it's going to be presented right in front of you via person, place, or thing, and as a situation to see if this is something you want to situate yourself in, or is this something that you need to separate yourself from and feel that little uncomfortable energy for a moment. So keep that in mind. So it's easy to get lost into our desires also when it comes into the moon being in Taurus. But look, here's the thing, right? You know, when we got the motherfucking moon in Aries, sun in Pisces, this is passionate imagination. So right now, Aries look like Pisces. This is how we're doing Aries things, because the moon is in Aries. So we're reacting and responding to initiating and creating new ways of seeing and feeling about how we feel about things. And when we say see, that's fire. Feel, that's fire. So that's visualizations. So for the most part, here's the thing. Right? No one see your visions except you. So this is an internal thing. So, you know, based upon your creative way of expressing these things, that's going to let a person know if you're actually creative or you're just volatile and chaotic because your internal visions is not getting met by the external world. So we want to make sure we put these things in the right frequency vibration, because it don't matter what you're doing. If you put it in the right frequency vibration, you should receive via person, place, or things that go in your favor. Now, if you're receiving major resistance, it's because whatever you're doing, you don't have it in the right frequency vibration. So you're either trying too hard about something or you're doing too much about something, and therefore the frequency that you're receiving back is resistance. So you need to keep that in mind also. It doesn't matter what you're doing. Pay attention to the external world. If you're receiving negative get back, the illusion is what we can't be getting lost in. We have to learn how to modify the illusion, not get lost into the illusion. So here's how you understand it. If you're receiving things to go in your favor, you're on the right frequency vibration. If you're receiving things that's giving you resistance, then you're not on the right frequency vibration. And we get lost into our devils, our demons, our desires, our chakras, right? Because a lot of times we start to blame the world like, no, it's not me. It's just other people that don't get me. And then you come up with ideas and feelings and emotions to justify that, aka to justify wherever you are lost at, because you are experiencing resistance and you don't want to be wise enough to get out of that low frequency vibration and go into another one. And when we say high and low, this doesn't necessarily mean this is a broad objective type of thing, because you hear a lot of people say, oh, I'm vibing high, I'm vibing low. Look, there's levels to this goddamn shit, and you could be in a low ass vibrational area still vibing high, higher than everybody there. That doesn't mean you as an individual is a high vibrating person. You see what I'm saying? So keep that in mind. It's levels to this goddamn shit. But this is all the energies that we're going to be experiencing and trying to understand and learn how to deal with and know what to present and know what not to present during this period of time leading us into the moon going into Taurus, where it's exalted at. So try not to present yourself in ways where you may overexhaust yourself when the moon going to Taurus by via you thinking that the world is against you in any way, shape, or form. So keep that in mind. Now here's the thing. Because you might have planted seeds in the area and manifested people, places, and things that might make you feel uncomfortable if you was to let these things go. But that might be the very people, places, and things that you need to let go in order to not get lost into this current, aka having to go to extreme natures to solidify that security in some way, shape, or form. And a lot of times these are not the right securities, especially us getting into these alignments right now. Now here's the thing, right? We're going to be extra passionate about our imaginations, our wisdom, our knowledge. You know, we might get a little aggressive with it. We might get into fighting spirit with it. Or we might push ourselves into new territory with these things. That'll be the positive attribute, where we add a little red shift and temperament. And now we create that blemish of what we want to call red. But that's just us creating a shape and form into a new territory. You see what I'm saying? Now, something that expires, existence, exits. You know what I'm saying? So as a spirit, it has something that it can represent itself within that astral travel now, within that space in the astral realm. So as a spirit, right now we all going to have these type of passions and motivations, or this type of courage, or these new ideas to actually present them now. You know what I'm saying? And give us that little, that passion to actually present whatever was on our mind and our feelings. So if you got a lot of earth in your chart, or you got a lot of water in your chart, this may put you in that situation right now where things that you may just commonly ponder on and don't present because you feel like you might not have developed it enough yet, or it's not something worth presenting. Right now, this moon in Aries is giving you this extra passion or this motivation to actually present these things in your own individual way, or just to initiate what was on your mind or feelings in the first place that would normally just stay there for you to ponder on these things. Right now, you may find this kickstart to actually want to present these things in some way, shape, or form, whether it's dealing with your relationships, circumstances, business, or whatever. Right now, you're now presenting how you actually see something or view something about something that you've been thinking about anyway. You see what I'm saying? It's like that now. So it doesn't even necessarily have to, because everybody like to tie things to negativity. This could be positive matters. You know what I'm saying? You might have had an idea. You might be in a partnership. You might be married right now. You may have had an idea how both of y'all could come together and pay your guys' bills better. But you may have been pondering on this. But things haven't been so negative to the point that it's worth changing yet. So it's just like, it's just something you've been pondering on. Now it might be something that you might present, you know what I'm saying, during this period of time. Like, all right, look, I think we should pay the bills like this, because if we pay the bills like this, things will go like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's just an example. Now we get into Sun conjunct Mercury. This is seeing thoughts live in action. So right now, and if you commonly got the motherfucker Sun conjunct Mercury, you need to know that you can see people's thoughts. You know what I'm saying? So if you're an extra passive person, but you got the Sun conjunct Mercury, do not doubt your abilities, because a lot of times you be knowing what people think about you. And by you being a little passive and things of that nature, it puts you into a situation where by you not presenting yourself, you'll allow people to try to take advantage of you in areas where you know people is trying to take advantage of you. And if you're not strong enough to withstand those circumstances and situations to let a person know where your boundaries and restrictions at, then for the most part you're just going down a rabbit hole of frustration and hellistic type of circumstances and situations that you're gonna have to deal with yourself, and ain't no demon gonna save you. A lot of religious people get took to these areas based upon going down those rabbit holes, you know what I'm saying, because they think that their God or their demon is going to save them from scary circumstances that they just experiencing from other spirits that's in bodies. You see what I'm saying? So they try to find a spirit that might be bigger and badder than that in order to fight their battles. And this is where you get the concept of, Lord, fight my battles. But ain't nobody gonna help you. Nobody's gonna fight your motherfucking battles. And the more that you keep waiting for someone else to fight your fucking battles, a demon is going to come there and make you think your battle have been fought. And then for the most part, when you left there to fight the battle again, then you're going to be left there again trying to call on that demon or that God to be like, can you come fight my battles again? Only till you realize that you're just going through a whole bunch of battles. And you're going to be experiencing a whole bunch of people that's not going through battles that you hating on. You know what I'm saying? For some strange reason. Because they don't agree with what you agree with, because you believe in going through long battles. So keep that in mind. Now, look, we in a circumstance also, look, we dealing with Sun conjunct Mercury. So like I said, this is seeing thoughts and actions. Everybody can see the way people are thinking. Everybody can see the way, based upon just, you ain't even got to say a lot. You know what I'm saying? You could just read body language and certain things, and you can see the way people are thinking during this period of time. So keep that in mind also. So don't, we also got the moon conjunct Venus. This is responding to what we love. So right now we're all responding to what we love. So if you got a certain hidden desire or something like that, or something that you have been lost in, and what we love doesn't necessarily have to just deal with a person. It could deal with motherfucking things and places. What's up, mama? Hee hee. Come here, say what's up to the people.
Hi.
Hee hee. Say flights.
Flight.
Hee hee. So just get out of school. You have a good day at school. Alright. Alright, but yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'll be up there to chop it over to you in a few seconds. But yeah, you know, getting into the circumstance and the situation where we're starting to talk about moon conjunctive in there. We talk about Venus, y'all. Goddamn it. She rude about Venus, y'all. She's Taurus sun sign. But like I said, moon conjunctive Venus, this is responding to what we love. So, you know what I'm saying? We all going to be reacting and damn, synchronicity is like a motherfucker. I was forced to just react and respond to what the fuck I just love. But goddamn, I'm keeping this. I ain't chopping this up. But like I said, we all going to have be forced to react and respond to what we love, because the moon is in the same area as Venus, and we've been doing that yesterday and we're doing that right now. You know what I'm saying? But this is going to lead us into motherfucker the moon being exalted into Taurus. So once the moon get into Taurus, which is going to be the live stream tonight, whatever you look at that you have manifested, and you start to look at these things like you can't be comfortable with these things, you need to know that you was in negative spirits during this period of time. You was riding the wrong frequency vibrations, and due to the fact of the moon being in Aries right now and yesterday, that means you was planting bad seeds. So if you uncomfortable with anything that you have developed via person, place, or thing that you thought you may have appreciated, that you thought you may need to compromise with, right? That lets you know you was riding the wrong waters. So that's what this live stream going to be about tonight. But right now, like I said, this video ain't going to be too long. We also got the Sun sextile Mars right now, passionate or aggressive actions. So right now your actions could be a little aggressive, it could be a little passionate. Now if it's back to supported by your desires, would motivate you and things of that nature, and you're not utilizing nobody else but your own energies in order to put yourself in these positions, that's when it's positive. When you start to make other people feel obligated, and you start to make other people feel responsible, and then you start to throw these guilt trips and things of that nature in order for your passions and your desires to get met, you manifest the negative side of Mars, which is anger and aggression. Whether you end up feeling frustration inside you because you can't change people, or you have to do things to change a person's idea, or people just not necessarily resonating with the frequency that you are in at the moment to manifest your desires. So now you got to act out in some type of passion or alternative motive kind of way in order to make or force people to do what you want them to do esoterically. But you know, you might be doing it in a subtle way when we talk about third dimensional wise. So, you know, every spirit in a body be doing this. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's what I'm here for. We the motherfucking Ghostbusters. We ain't gonna let no demons, we ain't letting no more fucking demons get in the way with shit. I'm gonna let you know that right now. And if you is gonna do that shit, can't nobody do it better than that motherfucker Uriel. You better believe it. And my goddamn soul group. So walk lightly. You know what I'm saying? If you're casting any stones at me in my soul group, you better believe it. Now, like I said, also when we talk about, we got Sun sextile Uranus. This is opportunities to change one's actions. So we all gonna have opportunities to change our actions, whether we jump into energies of change, rebellion, opposing against ourselves, to fight against our material, our mentalities, our artillery, our warships. You know what I'm saying? So we can know how much we're going into battle and how much defense systems we need to go through the next battle, the next astral warfare or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all we doing. You know what I'm saying? To the point you can see it from a primitive state when you're looking at animals. They physically fight and kill each other almost till you get to the spirits that's in higher vehicles right now that can live more separate from areas like that where we fight with our higher bodies, our mental bodies. But it's all the same destruction. It's all playing out the same thing. Y'all emojis be getting fucked up in that esoteric realm. That's how I see it. That's how I see it. And y'all motherfuckers be switching so many emojis every day with and that spaceship that y'all spirit take up there is so faulty, it's so transparent, it's so thin, and it ain't got no conviction behind it, it ain't got no surety behind it. It got all that not knowing energy behind it, all that following lostness energy behind it. God damn it, all I look at it is like, god damn it, what is this, a new game in the esoteric realm? Something new at the arcades? Because I'll be at motherfucking the esoteric Disneyland and shit, like all kind of shit, playing the arcades, roller coasters and shit like that. And a lot of y'all, what y'all think y'all are down here, really it just be like themes. You know what I'm saying? Some of these titles and emojis be like certain roller coasters, certain arcade games and shit like that. It'd be like, that's it, that's all. It don't be real. It just be video games and matrices and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? The shit that y'all be into. Y'all be lost in it, but y'all don't never come out the amusement park and realize that y'all was just at the amusement park for a while. A lot of y'all like to move into the amusement park in the esoteric realm and stay in La La Land. And then it turns into that in the third dimension. You end up being a person that look like they just in La La Land. Because everything gets manifested from the subconscious realm, then it comes into the conscious realm. And you do it from your unconscious spiritual natures. So whatever frequencies that you're riding, just based upon what you resonate with, is how your spirit is. So a lot of times you ain't changing no motherfuckers. Even though spirits can change, sometimes you ain't changing no spirit, because the spirit been lost for eons. And once the spirit been lost for so long, goddamn it, you ain't changing no spirit ways. It's going straight shoot the direction it been going. And for you to come and try to redirect that spirit's frequency for it to vibrate in another direction, goddamn it, it may take eons of experiences between y'all two. And is it worth your time? Is it worth your life? Shit be real. You gotta understand that, goddamn it. But like getting back into these energies, like Moon squaring Jupiter, that takes us into the spiritual nature. That takes us into what I'm talking about right now. Because we have to learn how to react and respond to our senses, our morality, our true judgment, our values. You see what I'm saying? And when we're around others that don't match that let you know that's an example of you being in a area that don't match your frequency vibration. So anytime you got to reconstruct your moral, reconstruct your values, you need to know that you're debilitating your Jupiter. And you can have the best Jupiter in your motherfucking life. You can have a motherfucking Jupiter in Cancer. You can have a Jupiter in Sagittarius. You can have a Jupiter in Pisces. It won't matter. You know what I'm saying? You can have your Jupiter motherfucking sextile in Saturn, conjunct in the sun, all kind of shit. It won't matter. If you in a circumstance where you're letting some other spirit that's just vibing higher than you based upon the circumstance and situation at the moment, right? Because everybody had a day. You need to know that, though. Also, everybody had a day. And if you don't take your day, you're going to continuously be up under your own nightmare, experiencing other people have beautiful days around you in their esoteric spirituality. But you need to know right now, learning how to, your morals, your values, all that shit right there. If you're around any individual right now that's making you have to modify that just for you to be you in some way, shape, or form, you need to know that's someone taking your power from you, and you're not technically being you. You're being a robot. And once you become a robot, you debilitated your Jupiter. And once your Jupiter is debilitated, you no longer have your own idea. See, that's that chakram chakra. If you don't have your own idea, you don't have your own ability to travel. And traveling isn't always physical. Sometimes it's mental and it's emotional. And if you can't travel to a certain space there first, how the fuck you gonna come up with an idea to get there physically? You're not even you're gonna be blocked from even having ideas like that in general. Only ideas you're gonna have is based upon what derived your Jupiter to be debilitated in the first place, aka what circumstance, person, place, or thing you're around that made you justify your moral or your values. You see what I'm saying? So therefore, you're going to be piggybacking, and you don't want to piggyback when you got a debilitated Zeus. See, when you got a debilitated Jupiter, you don't have no wisdom, you don't have no experience. So you're piggybacking off other people's wisdom, other people's experiences, and therefore that's you being brought to a pond without your own cup. So yeah, you can see the pond, you can see the benefits of everybody else who got cups drinking, but when it comes to you wanting to drink from the pond, you got to slurp with your hands, and then you can't even get the full potential of the drink because it keep going through your hands. You don't got no cup. So you need to go find how everybody else got a cup first before your ass want to decide to come to the pond. Otherwise, you always going to need the motherfucker who got a cup at the pond. And it's no fun at the pond without your own cup. You see what I'm saying? So keep that in mind. Also, and that's some spiritual shit. Now, if you a spirit in a body who cannot understand that in any way, shape, or form, you're not spiritual. Period. Moon square Saturn. We also got Moon square Saturn right now. This is learning how to deal with reality. You know what I'm saying? So we all going to be learning how to deal with our reality. So based upon what you are experiencing as far as resistance or things going in your favor, these are representations to let you know what frequency vibration you are on. And you can get lost all day in one of your desires and be like, nah, the world just meet me with resistance, but it's because they just don't see. No, you just in the wrong frequency vibration, and you just want to see it in that one desire. Your spirit is in one chakra and is not utilizing all chakras as a rainbow. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna do some videos on the crystals and gems today too, because I'm doing a whole. I'm live, y'all. This ain't the only video I'm dropping. I just wanted to drop this. Next video I'm about to drop in the next 20 minutes or something like that. About to be the crystals and gems videos and shit like that, so you can know what crystals is suitable for which days and which aspects, and even if you like certain certain crystals and gems every day and shit like that. And I want to talk about, I'm gonna do a video on the rainbow, how to create a rainbow, and how to not have coal at the end of the rainbow, how to have gold at the end of the rainbow. And it's almost like, it's like a vision board, but it's almost an internal vision board, because a lot of times when you write things down, you might let yourself down also on that. But for the most part, that's why I did that one. I'm gonna get into all this shit. I'm gonna break that shit down. But like I said, you know what I'm saying? When we got the Moon square Saturn, it's going to be learning how to deal with reality. So what's going on in your reality at the moment, and based upon what you're receiving as far as from the external world, that's your only representation as a spirit to let you know what kind of frequency vibration you are in. So don't get lost into the illusion, because the illusion is the via person, place, or thing. But you have to learn how to modify the illusion. And if the illusion is hitting you in an angle that you disagree with in some way, shape, or form, you need to know that you, as a spirit, you are in a disagreeable space. And there's different ways to modify your energy, regardless of what you're doing. And you could be doing anything. We could be doing the same thing, but one person could be modifying their energy in this frequency vibration, and one person could be modifying their frequency in this vibration, right? Now, based on if this person can receive all hate and this person receive all love, but they're doing the same thing, that lets you know that it's not what you're doing, it's how you do it. So it doesn't matter what you, I don't care if you pimping, you hoeing, whatever the fuck you doing out here. It ain't what you doing, it's how you do it. And motherfucker, if you're doing the way your individual spirit is here to do it, then you're going to be on the right frequency vibration. If you're forcing an issue or you're trying to do it the way someone else do it, then for the most part, you're going to get met with resistance. And people don't really know psychological wise why they resist it, so they find a bunch of third dimensional ways why they resist it, but really subconsciously it's because everybody's spirit pilot senses tingle, and we all kind of sense where we at, because we're all spirits next to each other sharing space. So in the esoteric realm, when we see one spirit doing some shit that we all know it ain't supposed to be vibrating in, for the most part, we may be unaware of the third dimensional spectrum of it, but fourth, fifth, and sixth dimensional wise, spiritual wise, we'll be able to sense something's not right with this motherfucker. Something's not right with this individual, regardless of how nice they are or regardless of how evil they are. We could come across the most evil people in the world today, and they still could come across more prosperity than a positive person. So we need to know that that's not the argument. And that's where a lot of times religious people get lost. They'll stop there at arguments that's not even an argument. You know what I'm saying? Because if that's the case, y'all keep talking about the government and who got all this fucking power and things of that nature, but who giving them this goddamn power? So we need to start the arguments where the arguments need to be at first. You know what I'm saying? Then once we start the arguments where the arguments need to be at, that's when things will be all right. You know what I'm saying? But we can get lost into a lot of characteristics when we start to talk about Saturn, and once we start to talk about getting lost into our desires and thinking that we're just getting met with resistance, not understanding that these are the only examples that we can see to understand how we need to modify our own energy, because we're all spirits sharing space. And the more relatable we can be, the more we can all share this space at ease. The more unrelatable we are, the more chaotic that we're creating this motherfucking waters that we in, to the point that we all gonna be swimming like we don't know how to swim. But for the most part, Moon square and Pluto, learning how to take your power back. We're all going to be learning how to take our power back in some way, shape, or form. Whether we're transforming the way we felt about something, exposing something, bringing something to the light, whether that is internal within ourselves in some way, shape, or form. Which normally that's what Pluto likes to do. It likes to do it with yourself. If you're utilizing Pluto for someone else, then 9 times out of 10 you ain't doing nothing but creating blood on your hands. And you putting blood on your hands. And you might be a powerful enough spirit to the point that you do transform a person to the point that you end up taking power and control over certain aspects of their lives and things of that nature, due to fear or due to love or whatever like that, based upon whatever circumstance that you're dealing with when a person trying to take power and control over a person's life. But at the same time, you need to know, anytime you utilize Pluto for someone else other than yourself, that's almost just like you not changing yourself and letting Pluto transit change you. Motherfucker, you ain't doing nothing but creating blood on your hands and creating a catastrophic moment that's just for you. And you're going to be in your own darkness alone. And you're going to have to deal with that until you get a deep desire, passion, and motivation to transform those ashes back into phoenix. And sometimes that takes years for people. Sometimes going through that situation, a person to kill themselves. You know, Pluto don't fucking play. You know what I'm saying? So be wise, be very careful, and walk on eggshells to how you utilize the motherfucking Pluto. Don't be stepping into motherfuckers' lives trying to transform and take power and control over other motherfuckers' lives if you ain't even got certain power and control, and you ain't even transformed certain things in your own motherfucking life. Yeah, Pluto will work against your ass. It won't work with you. You believe that. And you'll be experiencing the most toxic shit you ever experienced in your goddamn life. All that toxic from that slow ass, heavy ice ball water that we fucking a little bit above being on this chakra. Tiamat, Gaia, Earth. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we about to drop these other spiritual videos though, but yeah, we going live tonight, y'all. I love y'all. I'm about to come back, I'm about to message y'all and shit like that. I fucks with y'all. I love y'all. Y'all already know y'all. I miss y'all.